Hello students, this is Shweta Roy. This video is for chapter 7 part 2 Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. This is from geography. So we have already discussed about the natural vegetation in our previous video. So what is natural vegetation? Natural vegetation is growing of the plant life or flora. As we have already discussed, plant life is also called flora and animal life is called fauna. Okay. So naturally the process of growing naturally of the plant life from smallest grass to the tallest tree, that is called natural vegetation. And that is, the word natural growing is very important. That means there should not be any human interference. Okay. So that the plant life or flora which grows naturally without any human interference from smallest grass to the tallest tree, that is called natural vegetation. So when you are defining natural vegetation, natural growing and without human interfere is very important. Keep this in mind. Okay. Now here we will start our point with the ecology. The word ecology is actually derived from Greek word eikos. Eikos means house. And then logy means science. So if you see, eikos means house and logy means science. So ecology is the study of household of plants, animals, human beings and microorganisms. Understood? So it is the study of living organisms. Now if you if you are going to define the ecology is actually the study of organisms, the environment and how they interact with each other. Okay. That means if organism is there, how one living organism interact with the other living organism, as well as how they interact with their environment. So this whole is called ecology. So if you see, I am giving one small example of ecology. Like you have a place, like you have lake here, okay. Some stones are there, some trees are there, okay. And here you can see some swan, okay. Some swan are there and also some frogs are found, okay. Also you will found some insects, okay. So this is a scenario. So here if you see the insect, the swan and the frogs, they all are living organism, right? Insect, swan and frog, they are the living organism. But when we talk about the trees, the lake, the stones, these are all the environment which is there, right? So if a frog is here, how the frog will interact with insect, how the frog will interact with swan, how these living organisms will interact with the environment, okay. So that is called ecology. So here these living organisms with their current environment, they are forming a small ecology. Understood? You are also forming an ecology. If you see, You are also forming an ecology. Just now, see the things around us, right? I am here, okay? I am having a blackboard, a room and benches, and if outside I will go, I have some trees and all, right? And if you are sitting in front of me, I am also having the student. So I am also forming a small ecology here. Understood? So actually, how the living organisms interact with each other and with their current environment, that is called ecology. Okay. Now we will discuss about types of natural vegetation. Okay. Now here we already discussed that growing of plant life or flora is called natural vegetation, okay, and that is having different types. In that we have first forest. It is divided into three parts. First is forest, second is grasslands, third is shrubs. Okay, so it is divided into three parts: forest, grasslands and shrubs. Now when we go to this division, we have further division, further subdivisions. Okay, so first natural vegetation is divided into three parts: forest, grassland and shrub. Then further it has subdivisions. Okay, so in that we have tropical evergreen, tropical deciduous, temperate evergreen, temperate deciduous, Mediterranean vegetation and coniferous forest. We have 6 parts. Okay. Tropical evergreen, tropical deciduous, temperate evergreen, temperate deciduous, Mediterranean forest and coniferous forest. There are 6 parts in the forest. That means 6 subdivisions. Okay. Now next we have grasslands. So in grasslands we have temperate grassland and tropical grasslands. Okay. Now further we have shrubs, and shrubs we have deserted vegetation and tundra. So if you see, the grassland and the shrubs are having 2 subdivisions, whereas the forest is having 6 subdivisions. Okay. Now here you all can see there is a world map, and this map is for natural vegetation. In this, the different colors are used and patterns are used to indicate different natural vegetations. Okay, and this map is there in your book also. So according to this map, you can understand that in Africa this dark green portion is the tropical grasslands. Okay, and the light green portion is the tropical evergreen forest. Then you have the yellow patterns, which are the desert vegetation. Then you can see in India, if you see, you have tropical deciduous forest, that is in brown color, and that is tropical deciduous forest. And in between, if you go to the this Maharashtra side, here you have the green color, which is tropical evergreen forest. Okay. So most of the part of India is having tropical deciduous forest, and some part is having tropical evergreen forest. Like this, by this map, you can understand the different natural vegetation in the different parts of the world. So this map is there in your book also, so you can go through that and understand the different parts of the world. Like in Asia, which kind of vegetation is there, in Europe which kind of vegetation is there, and like this you can understand the different natural vegetation in the different part of the world. Okay, once more I am explaining you ecology. Okay, so in ecology what is there? The interaction of one organism with the other organism and also with the environment. Okay, so this is called ecology. Okay, ecology is actually the part of biology. So in this we read about the organisms, their interaction with other organisms and their interaction with the environment. So for example, we have taken a scenario where we have a lake. This is the lake. Then we have some frogs over here. Then we have some swans over here. Then we have some grasses. Okay. Some grasses, some stones are also here, and we have some insects over here. Okay. Now as you know, there is a food cycle, right? Now in that every living being depends on other for their food. So like this we have grasses, and from grasses insects take their food and frog takes the insect like the food. Now like this if you see, there is interaction in between each organism, right? The insect is interacting with the grass, the frog is interacting with the insects. They depend on each other, they interact with each other, right? The same way they interact on their environment also. They interact with their environment also, and as per the environment they adjust, right? Like if you have hot weather, you wear the clothes it is suitable in hot weather. When there is a cold weather, you wear a lot of clothes to keep yourself warm. You eat the food as per your environment, right? As per the climate you have. So if you see our current environment, our immediate environment affects our way of living also, right? So like that if you see, as per the environment, the living organisms behave differently. Okay? Like if you see, if you go in very cold climate, the weather is very cold, the climate is very cold, ice is there, in that kind of climate you will find different types of animals like polar bear and all, right? The same way if you go to hot weather, the place which is having hot climate, you will find different animals. You cannot find polar bear in the hot region, right? If you go to coastal areas, you will find the coconut trees or the people eating fish and all, because that is coastal area, fish is easily provided, right? So if you see the immediate environment, according to the immediate environment, the people, the living organisms behave differently, right? There is a huge impact of the immediate environment on the life of organism. Understood? Now, the same way we have taken an example of small ecosystem. So here each living organism is interacting with each other, and as well as they interact with their surrounding, with their environment, right? So like that they all are forming an ecology. Okay. Now, as we discussed, there are types of natural vegetation that is divided into three parts: forest, grassland and shrubs. Okay. So, what is the meaning of forest? So, forest is an extensive area which is covered mostly with trees. Okay. So, the big areas, the extensive areas which is totally covered with trees. Okay. So, these are called forest and these are very huge, right? The forests are very extensive areas, very huge areas, right? So, the extensive area of land which is covered with trees are called forest. It is very easy. You see around you. These are the things which you easily see around you. Only it becomes difficult when it comes to define. Right? We know about the forest, but when it comes to definition, we confuse how to write. So keep in mind, it is extensive area of land which is covered with trees. Those are called forests. Now these forests are mostly found in the areas with heavy rainfall. Understood? Now next is grasslands. Grasslands are the regions which is covered with the thick grasses. Okay. These are covered with the thick grasses and that is why they are called grasslands. Okay. The forests are the extensive land areas covered with trees. Grasslands are the areas which are covered with the grasses. Okay. And these are mostly found in the areas where we have moderate rainfall. Moderate rainfall means average rainfall. Not high, not low, average rainfall. Okay. Trees are found in the areas having heavy rainfall. Grasslands are found in the areas having average or moderate rainfall. Now third comes the shrubs. Now if we talk about the shrubs, they are the woody plants. आप लोगों ने पढ़ा होगा बायोलॉजी में, EVS में भी, you would have read in EVS also that shrubs are the woody plants, right? So these are the woody plants and they are smaller than the trees. Can anyone give me the example of the shrub? It is rose. If you would have seen the plant of rose, that is shrub. Okay, it is woody and it is smaller than the tree. It never grows like a mango tree, right? So that kind of plants comes in the category of shrubs. Understood? Now these shrubs grow in the areas which are dry deserts. Okay. They grow in the areas which are dry deserts. Okay. So forests are the extensive land areas which is covered with, yes, trees, and they grow mostly in the areas with heavy rainfall. Okay. Now grassland are the area which are covered with the grasses, right, grasses, and they grow in the area which are having moderate or average rainfall, not more, not less, average rainfall. Now shrubs, they are the woody plants smaller than trees, and they grow in the areas with dry desert areas, right? Okay. I hope you all understood all the topics taught in this video. Thank you.